If you play us some polka, we'll give you some beer. If you play us some polka, we'll give you some beer.
Beer. So, what's up, my peeps? MatrixNative here. Wait, that didn't even sound like me. So, what's up, my peeps? MatrixNative here. And in today's video, we might as well just get on with the comments, but I do want to know what you thought of the little intro I put together after the beautiful polka beer song. So, let's go. Lottery winner 20. You should do some Grom. Or, you should do Grom. Just Grom. I mean, that's a man that knows what he wants, right? He figures that I know exactly what he's talking about when he says Grom. And my boy BHAM Officer 328, little hashtag MatrixNative's Army. Let's go with the no S and let's go MatrixNative Army. Let's go. Let's hash it up. No, not that kind of hash. You freaking filthy-minded people. Tyler Board. Have you done a Polish Grom impression? You know, at first, I thought he asked if I did a Polish Grom. No, I haven't polished any Groms lately. But, obviously, it's Polish Grom, and he did spell that correctly. These vids are awesome. Could you possibly do a Royal Marine loadout, please? That comes from Luke Carter. Well, Luke and my boys who suggested the Groms, this is what I got to tell you. BAM! There it is, my peeps. That's right. Put it up about 4 or 5 days ago. You guys voted. The peeps voted. There were only 11 of you, but 36% Grom, 27 Australian SAS, 18 British Royal Marines, and 19, surprisingly, for the Mexican Marines. So, my peeps, make sure you follow me on Twitter and get your vote in. Here's some suggestions that might go up on the poll this week. Unstoppable 322, 9th Paratroopers Assault Regiment. My grandpa served in it. Well, who are you? It'll be on the poll this week because, I mean, let's face it, your grandpa served in it. And that's pretty fucking new to me. So let's go. Mitchell Bayeston. Hi, MatrixNative. I know you're a busy man, but it would mean a lot if you could do a build of the Iraqi Special Operations Forces, also known as ISAF. Well, we will see. It too shall be on the poll. The Apple Man. You should have 5 million subscribers, not 2K. Hey, Apple Man, you're telling fucking me, man. You're telling me. But, in all honesty, man, I'm surprised I have 2K. So, I appreciate it as always. And then James Maxwell on the bottom end. I see people streaming Wildlands on Twitch. But not a lot of viewers, however. I watched one guy on here do a live stream and got about 300 subs and $100 in 3 hours. A lot of the guys in our department use your builds and will be interested to hear you talk about the game while you play. But IMO, you would get better views if you streamed live here. Well, to that, I must say, I believe, James, you brought up that I should list a PayPal link, and you, for one, would at least donate to me. And, you know, I thought about it, but I just don't want to be that tuber, you know, because it's sort of a turn-off to me. I'm not saying it'll never happen, you know, but maybe we'll just make it a computer fund or something. So with that being said, basically, my peeps, I want to know if you think I should stream on Twitch or on YouTube, which is better for you, and just let me know, because I will definitely try my very best to stream on one or the other. By the way, description is my Twitch channel, so make sure you go ahead and follow me, because I do stream quite a bit, actually, more so in the winter. You'll always find me on a stream in the winter. However, with that being said, let's get to the next comment. So Vetro, great vid, Matrix. Matthew 1888, hey Matrix, I showed my brother, who was a former sniper with the Special Air Service, the SAS vid, and he loved it, and said thanks for the kind words. Man, that just makes my freaking day, especially coming from an SAS operator. BF 150, in for the win. MatrixNative, your builds and brief history knowledge vids are one of the things that keeps this game interesting for me between DLC content drops. thank you. Sub for life, bro. Hey, let's go. What can I say except thank you so much, man. And you know, I don't think I say it enough. You know, other YouTubers, man, they put it out there thinking they're subscribers like every minute. You know, sometimes I'm just caught up in what I'm doing, and I do forget to say thanks. So there it is. Big fucking shouts out and big hugs to all the MatrixNative army out there. Let's fucking go. So with that being said, MatrixNative army operators, go ahead on your feet. That concludes the first half of today's classroom instruction. Go ahead, go outside, smoke them if you got them, bar them if you don't, do some push-ups, hit the freaking pull-up bar if you're weaklings, and when you return, we'll get on with the history lesson. So, Grom, people don't realize that when you speak of Grom, you actually say JW Grom, at least as operators go, because the full name of Grom is actually named after Jednotka Wojskowa, Yougoslavskova, and basically that is actually the full name, right? JW Grom, not just Grom, JW Grom. And basically Grom is obviously the special operators of Poland, but they actually have other special operators units that people just aren't as aware of as JW Grom. So as stated, they're Poland's elite counterterrorism unit, and Grom, and a lot of people don't even know what the Grom stands for actually, and I'm gonna clue you guys in, and I had already known this. Trust me, I'd already known this. However, it actually stands in English for Group 4 Operational Maneuvering Response. Basically, Group Operational Maneuvering Response. That, my friends, is what a Grom actually stands for. But again, if you're talking to like a pipe swinger type, an operator type, you should put the JW Grom when you're talking like in honor of the Grom units, right? So basically, they were officially activated on July 13th, 1990, and basically deployed in a variety of special operations and unconventional warfare roles, including anti-terrorist operations and projection of force behind enemy lines. And that's just a basic way of saying we're gonna fucking halo down on you and stick our fucking K-bar up your nutsack. You know, that's basically what projection of force behind enemy lines is basically all about, right? Basically, it's like your LURSR type of people. So as I just mentioned, there are actually and always have been quite a few divisions of special operations in Poland. And I'm not trying to laugh. I look at the size of Poland and I'm like, how can they have like 5 different SF groups, right? However, in the 70s and 80s, there were several formation of special forces units within Poland, but they were either trained purely military task-minded as far as sabotage, disruption, communications, and such. And we're really not into the counterterrorism role, right? But in the late 80s, many Jews were allowed to immigrate from the Soviet Union to Israel, yeah? Poland was one of the handful of countries that provided aid in the form of Organizations for Operations, later dubbed Operation Bridge. After 2 Polish diplomats were shot in Beirut, Lieutenant Colonel Sławomir Patelicki was sent to Lebanon to secure the transfer of civilians and the Polish diplomatic outpost. So upon his return to Poland, he presented his plan for a creation of a special military unit to the Ministry of Interior, a force that would be trained in special operations to be deployed in the defense of Polish citizens in situations similar to the ones that were sort of going around in Lebanon. I know SAS had some licks, SEALs had some licks, just about every basic counterterrorism operators had a lick in Lebanon. I mean, let's just be real with it. So basically, Lieutenant Colonel's ideas were well received, and on June 13th, 1990, as stated, Grom was formally established as JW2305. So that's some history for your ass right there, my peeps. Okay, So there's actually about 5 squadrons within inside the JW Grom organization. A squadron would be your land element, B squadron maritime element, C squadron specialty unknown, sort of like SEAL Team 6, right? So basically, Alpha's your land, Bravo's your maritime, Charlie is basically RC Teal 6. Then you got, as always, command and support, logistics and security, and the list just goes down from there. But you would find your pipe swingers, I would say, in either Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie Squadron. Faux show. 100% without question. Now, for the training, basically candidates that want to serve in JW Grom have to pass a psychological durability along with a so-called truth test, a physical and psychological, the whole deal. Just like any spec ops, you're going to go through so many boards, you're going to get sick of it, and you're going to get sick of the questions. However, you need to answer all of them the same. And you got to remember, you guys, you're talking to fucking pipe swingers to become one of them. So you might think it's easy, you'll memorize questions, but when you're without sleep for 48 to 72 hours, I mean no sleep, and you've been rucking, freaking ruck marches, you've been PTing your ass off, plus just the mental fortitude you must have to just basically take all the shit that the cadre, I'm just saying, guys, people think that the psychological, I'll breeze through that, but not really. You really don't, because they'll ask you the same question 10 times and you just don't, or 10 different ways, and you just don't seem to grasp it because of the sleep depth, right? And because every fucking bone in your body is aching. But again, that's where mental fortitude comes into play in any kind of spec ops. I don't give a fuck where you're at. I'm sure with the ISIS spec ops, those fucktards, I'm sure that still you got to have that mental fortitude, but they just, their mental minds are so fucked to begin with. So let's go. So yeah, to getting back on topic here, to basically become JW Grom, you have to pass all the psych, physical, all that, and then that includes a variety of disciplines. All of them undergo the same specialized training in anti-terrorism special operations, as well as frogman, sniping, and parachuting. In 4-man teams, each soldier must be prepared to assume the respective responsibilities of his colleagues should it become necessary. So basically, one of them gets fucking fragged, man, you got to pick it up. It doesn't matter if it's the highest rank or the lowest rank. So basically, in review today, my peeps, they were basically activated July 13th, 1990 to present. Again, sort of sounds like our JTF2 brothers that were obviously, I think, they about the same time they've both been around. So although not an impressive lineage with them, they're definitely impressive as far as counterterrorism and CQB, close quarter battle, close quarter operations, whichever. Basically, they're a part of the Polish Special Forces, obviously, counterterrorism, direct action, and unconventional warfare. About 650 personnel they carry. Now, before October 1st, 1999, they reported to the Ministry of Interior, but now, since October 1st, 1999 to the present, they basically report within the Polish Armed Forces. They're basically stationed, God's not Poland, but again, if you're Polish, when you're in Michigan, especially the Detroit area, give me a freaking tweet and I'll buy you some beers. Let's go. Dude, I love pierogies, alright? You can find some of the best pierogies in freaking Detroit, in Michigan in general. Motto, strength and honor for you, fatherland. Yeah, sounds a little cheesy to me, can't even lie. Much, much better mottos out there, but what is a motto? Actually, it means a lot to those of us that have honor. Their berets, of course, got to wear the berets pretty much when you're spec ops. That would be gray. So with that being said, my peeps, so we're about to get the fuck down range. If you need to pause the video, go out, have a smoke so your wife ain't in your ass, or your girlfriend, or whatever, your boyfriend, don't ask, don't tell. And if you're new around here, go ahead and snipe the sub. I'd appreciate it to help me out a little bit. So, with that being said, let's go smoke some fucking tangos downrange, boys. Okay, my peeps. So, what you need to do is hit that back or select button but first. You know what time it is. Let's go ahead and fire one up. Get out your Big League Chew, your sunflower seeds, or your snufferoonie. Today, we are dipping the mint long cut grizzly. Tastes pretty good. Alright, let's go. Hit your back select button and then go in, obviously, to your loadout. Hit Y, edit appearance, head. Let's go. Facial hair, of course, keep it clean with none. I'll be wearing the Warhawk today. Of course, this is optional. You could probably go with just about anything, like the squared away, the shaved. Don't think there's too many special operators that wear the vicious ponytail. Or the undercut would be another good way to go. Shaggy. I would never do the shaggy or the ponytail, my friends, or the cornrows, but that's personal. Again, this is all optional. So I'll be wearing the Warhawk. Hair color brown, one each. Obviously, whatever your hair color is what you'll do. Facial details, I got the burn on the left side. Body details, facial paint, we're going to go with the eye black. It's not really going to matter because you don't really see what we're equipping anyway. Right arm Santa Maria, left arm for this month anyway, mi familia. Clothes for the tops, we're gonna go with the Cry Combat shirt. Again, my peeps, I want to emphasize this time around that this build will be more for the 1990 unconventional warfare. Well, 1990, it would have to be, past 1990, 1991, because the Polish Army Special Forces actually started using the multicam in 2008, but again, we're sticking with the mid-90s, which really they didn't even have the Cry Combat, but that is what kind of camo pattern we're going for, is the unconventional warfare specialist, even though they are counterterrorism as well. And if this gets, let's say, 25 likes, hey, I sound like a freaking one of those other YouTubers. Anyway, if this gets 25 likes, it'll let me know that you guys love the Grom build, and perhaps I will do a counterterrorism Grom build. Okay, with that being said, we're going with the Cry Combat shirt, and we're going to put that in the number 3 multicam. Vest, going with the 511 Tactate, and we're putting that in the number 9 Coyote Brown. And to be honest with you guys, pretty much for any of your unconventional warfare or counterterrorism operators, you would almost certainly be wearing the 511 Tactic plate, even though I do on some of my other operator builds, I actually put the Mole on, which is a high probability that you'll be wearing that as well. But most of your pipe hitters are going to wear the 511 Tactate plate carrier, and we're going to put that in the number 9 Coyote Brown. Pants, we're going to go with the Cry Combat shirt, or correction, the Cry Combat pant. Sticking with, I love the Cry Combat outfit. So, and the pants, the whole uniform of Cry Combat. So, that's what we'll be going with. And we'll go with the number 3 multicam. Footwear, we're going to be going with the hiking boots, and we're going to be putting those in the black. Ghillie suit, obviously none. Accessories, let's go. Eyewear, we're going to go and stick with the Echo Sierra Sierra ballistic goggles, because you do a lot of insurgent from little birds. And with that being said, you don't want to get the prop blast off the rotors, so you want to wear some kind of ballistic goggles, and we'll be putting those in the black. Face wear, of course, we want to keep our face covered, so we will be wearing the one hole with this build and putting it in the number 6 black. Headwear, carbon cut high helmet. We're going to be going that with the brain bucket this time around, the carbon high cut helmet, and we're going to be putting that in the number 9 Coyote Brown. Headset, to date, we're going with the beefier headset. We're going to go with headset A, and we're going to be putting that in the black. Handwear. Now, my peeps, I was going to go with the Oakleys, but, a lot of the research I did, they were actually wearing the Kevlar gloves, and we're going to be putting those in the black, but I'm not hating you. If you want to go with the Oakleys, I think they look a little more high speed, but I'm truly trying to stay with some sort of Grom actual build, so we're going to be putting the Kevlar gloves on it, and we'll be putting those in the number 25 black. Backpacks, rucksacks, GT. Let's go. Backpack. Sound like you're a first grader on the way to kindergarten. Rucksacks. We're going to go ahead and throw on the Y strap, and really no specific reasons. I think this is the first time we're actually wearing the Y strap. I was just going to put on the camelback, and if this was a counterterrorism build, we'd be putting on the camelback. However, since this is, again, as stated before, more of a unconventional warfare build, we're going to be putting the Y strap on, and we'll be putting that in the DCU tricolor. I know what you're thinking, Matrix, DCU, what are you doing? You're going off like build, but not really, because if you look at it when we're in game, and as you know, I put the camo that I feel fits the terrain that we're going to be working in, and I think the multicam fits it perfectly, and I want to lighten up our rucksack just a little, but still have a camouflage pattern to it, so we'll be putting that in the DCU tricolor today, my peeps. And the patches, of course, you can wear any patch you want. I'm going with the Romeo 9 because that is my team on this video game. Let's go. R9, Romeo 9. Let's roll, my peeps. Okay, my peeps, weapons. Okay, operators, listen up. Now, with this being a 1990, basically, as soon as they basically originated, this is the weapon set that we're using. With that being said, on your primary, if this was, or if you in fact make a Grom operator that is basically counterterrorism, you will be more than likely equipping the P90, because that's actually what they used in the 1990. There were basically 4 or 5 are available in Wildlands that they used in the 1990. So currently they use the MSBS 5.56 radon, okay? And the thing is, first off, Wildlands doesn't offer that, right? Second off, again, sticking with the 1990s, we are going to go ahead, unconventional warfare 1990, we're going to go ahead and use the H&K 416, which is basically in this game the P416. A lot of people confuse that, thinking that the P416 is actually a variant of the M16, but it is actually the H&K 416, and that is what we're going to be using. They started using that in 2005, but like I said, if you want to stick with the 1990 unconventional warfare, just giving you a little history on the weapons that Grom used, you would actually equip the P90. They also used in 1995, they used what our favorite weapon is, or those of you that have commented within the MatrixNative army, we all know our favorite weapon is the M4A1, which they actually used in 1995. However, due to the fact that we have never used, we're using 2 weapons that we have never equipped before. The first one is going to be the P416, also known as the H&K 416. So, equip that. Whew, I mean, I preached a lot about the weapons, huh? Okay, so equip the P416, right? We go in there. Your paint preset, you're going to go ahead and equip that in the Dark Earth. Parts, we're going to break it down to you. We're going to use the stock, butt stock, obviously, and we'll be putting that in the number 2 black. Scope, yes, right, my peeps, for this build today, for this video game, I repeat, for this video game, we will be sticking the panoramic sight on it, because for the simple fact we want to put out a lot of handling with this particular weapon, because basically it's our door kicker weapon this time around, as well as being able to engage out to 150, 200 meters. I feel confident with this weapon, even though the accuracy and the damage is going to be low. Again, we're going to be doing that 180 pi as soon as we shit kick that door in. So with that being said, we're going to use the panoramic sight, but I'm not hating you if you actually want to use the Echo X-Ray Papa Sierra 3. This holograph sight is used by many special operations groups, and it is a solid holographic sight. However, I'm going with the panoramic because, as I've stated in a million videos, I like how you have basic sight view in your peripheral, as when you bring up the sight aperture in the first person, you can still see around the sight, which I think that the EXPS3 is just a little bulky when you bring it up in first person on this video game. So equip it in the panoramic and equip that in the number 2 black. Trigger, we're going full auto semi, obviously. Magazine, we're going with the large stack, and we're going to put that in the black. I ain't hating you if you use the 20 or 30. If you don't have the 50 unlocked, put the 30 or 20, but make sure that you are disciplined in your downrange fire. as well as I really like this weapon because I know everybody has it open because it's a default weapon that is open as soon as you download this game. Okay, underbarrel, again, sticking with the handling. Look at the handling, my peeps. Okay, you gain accuracy, definitely, and to be honest with you, they don't use the M203 that much. So we're going to go, sticking with the handling, we're going to go with the foregrip V4. And the reason why, it's pretty simple. Look at the handling. It's the best basic foregrip you've got that provides you with the utmost handling. Now, your damage obviously goes down. Your accuracy goes down. Again, though, we'll be engaging with this weapon 100 meters and under, and especially if you're doing a room clear. Obviously, in CQB, it's going to help out even greater with the foregrip V4 because of the handling controls to basically take down those fucking tangos. So we're going to be putting those in the black. Rail, we're going to go with the laser 3 dot. I ain't hating you if you use a rangefinder because to me that laser gets very annoying because you can't turn it off. However, we're going to go ahead and equip the 3 dot in the black. So go ahead and equip the short barrel. Even though you do lose some handling, again, I think it makes up for it in the mobility sweep of the room. That way you can go left to right, up and down very quicker than if you had the standard barrel on. So we're going with the short barrel and we're equipping that in the black. Muzzle, of course, we're going with the stock muzzle and the suppressor, equipping both those in the #1 Dark Earth and equipping out the door the stock muzzle and switch to the suppressor as needed. And basically, my peeps, here it is, the H&K 416, also known as the P416 in this video game. However, that is going to be the pipe hitter, pipe swinger weapon for today. Again, a newcomer to our build. Everybody should have it open. Again, not hating you if you use a P90, but of course this is unconventional warfare Grom build, not the counterterrorism. Okay, another newcomer to the game here. We're going to be going with the SR25, which they definitely used, Grom definitely used in the 90s. Basically, the Stoner SR25 is what we're going to go with. Again, not hating you. If you were to use the P90, I would definitely, absolutely equip probably the assault rifle for your secondary if you want to make your primary the P90. So let's get right on with this sniper rifle, the SR25, which to me, it's actually more of a more compact sniper rifle, and that's why I've always liked the SR24. I definitely shot this bad boy when I was in the military. I definitely enjoy the Stoner SR25. Get your minds out of the gutter, because I'm not a stoner. Hey, let's go. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and build this weapon. Paint presets. Again, we're going to go with the Dark Earth. We're going to part it out. Actually, we're going with the stock, bud stock this time. I don't mind if you roll with the compensated, but the stock gives you a little more handling, and that is what we're going for here is the accuracy, and we want just a little bit of handling, so we'll go with the stock, bud stock, and we'll put that in the black. Scope, you know, I'm not, again, guys, I'm not hating you. If you don't have the digital scope open, go ahead and throw that ACOG on. It was kind of a toss-up to me, but I have to admit that I really love the digital scope in this video game. So go ahead and equip the digital. I ain't hating you if you want to put the TA31 Hotel on, and we're going to be putting that in the #2 black. Either one that you want to equip, put in the #2 black. Trigger, obviously semi-auto only. Magazine. Now here's the dealio though. You really have to maintain disciplined fire control because of these rounds go so super quick. Okay, but either one that you're going to equip, you're definitely going to be taking single shots. This is more of your DMR. It's actually classed, it's classed as a sniper rifle, but it is actually a DMR 100% through and through, and you're going to be putting either one in the black. Underbarrel, again, you know, I'm not too concerned with the handling for this weapon. I do like the foregrip V3 because I feel the Victor 3, as in real life, it actually, you can dig the bottom into the ground and you actually can use it almost as like a tripod, bipod type concept because of the swivel. You can go up and down and left to right with it, and I just feel like that is the foregrip for this build. So, equip the Victor 3 and put it in the black. Rail, we're going with the rangefinder, because why wouldn't we, with a DMR/sniper rifle, and put that in the black. Barrel, we're going with the standard barrel, because we definitely, even though you gain handling with the short barrel, I feel the standard barrel is definitely the set that we want to run with for this DMR, and you're going to be putting that in the black. Compensator, again, you guys know with a DMR or sniper rifle, I do not like equipping the suppressor on it. For one, usually when you take a shot, you're more than at least 400 to 500 meters out, where they might be able to hear the shot, but they're definitely not going to be able to find you. So go ahead and stick the Compensator Victor 2 on it and put that in the #1 Dark Earth. And my friends, that is the build today. Again, they list this as a sniper rifle, but the Stoner SR25 is actually a DMR, designated marksman rifle. So with that being said, you can't go wrong with this absolute beautiful DMR. This is probably one of my favorite DMRs besides the MK14. So with that being said, my peeps, let's go ahead. The handgun. Now here's the thing here. Again, sticking with the 90s build. Now, they have always used the SIG, whether it was the SIG Sauer, 229, or the 226, or the 228. However, all we have to go for is the SIG 227, and I suppose you could think that that could be the 228 or the 226. So what we're going to do is go ahead and equip that. And my friends, if you have the steel, go ahead and put it in the steel. If you do not, go ahead and put it in black. And then your accessories you're going to put in the steel if you equip your frame in black, or black if you equip it in steel like I have it here. And don't forget to put the extended round in. Okay, everything else is definitely optional and personal. Again, you want to stack your team perfect. I'm never, hardly ever, a drone operator, so I don't really spend a whole lot of points in the drone. Okay, and the mine, C4, diversion loader, flash grenade, as usual, it is all optional. I like carrying the frag grenades, especially because we didn't equip my motherfucking 203. So you want to hit the frag grenades. You definitely want to have some fragmentation to get down range on the Tango ass and give them dirt naps. So I'm going to stay with the frag grenade, and of course, I gotta stay with my flare gun. And my peeps, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's build. Again, I'm not hating you if you want to put any kind of different sight apertures on, but staying true to the build, you will definitely want to put the panoramic on, as well as your magnification scope on the top rack. And as you can see here, this is I just love this digital sight aperture. I think it's pretty hua, and it's definitely a balanced weapon as far as the kick. It's definitely controllable, and yeah, so that's how we're gonna roll today. And with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day today. I hope yesterday was amazing. I hope tomorrow's amazing, and you know what to do. Go ahead and snipe the like, snipe the sub, cause my peeps, that's how we roll. $50 rounds is ungodly. Way to run right in front of me.
Dreaming big, town is small and it's going down. All I need is a microphone, I'm headed for the crown, y'all. Call me whack, call me weak, say I'll never blow. Memphis bleak, they know like the radio that Henderson was meant to speak. I'm on these tracks just like Thomas, I'm the truth, just being honest. Y'all a bunch of Martin and Anthony's, yeah, that's prima donnas. Wayne Brady, they know the deal. Henderson just showing.